So I can honestly say that my personality type is introvert. If you're not sure what an introvert is, let me give you the definition. So I just want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about just being an introvert. I've always been very to myself, I guess. For years, I've been told that I look mean, I look like I have an attitude. Why am I so shy? I've been asked, like, why am I always so quiet? I've been getting that for as long as I can remember. And honestly, for a really long time, I felt like something was wrong. Like, okay, that means something's wrong with me because everyone else is loud and outgoing and charismatic and super excited all the time and just the life of the party, and I'm just laid back and reserved, and I prefer to observe what's going on rather than be the focal point and the one that's talking all the time. I like to listen. I like to see how people act. You learn a lot about people by just being quiet, by sitting back and just observing. You learn so much about people and the way that they think and the way that they operate. And I think that's interesting. I think watching and learning and listening, it's more interesting than me being the center of attention or me being loud and me being obnoxious. And not to say that that's what extroverts are, but extroverts actually enjoy the attention and enjoy the let me actually pull up the definition. But okay, most people believe that an extrovert is a person who is friendly and outgoing. While that may be true, that is not the true meaning of extroversion. Basically, an extrovert is a person who is energized by being around other people. That is key into that definition. An extrovert is someone who is energized by being around other people. And that, for me, is the complete opposite. I am actually drained and I feel exhausted when I'm around other people for too long. Especially when I'm around people who just have like negative energy, negative mindsets, or they just complain a lot, or I'm just I say it a lot of the times. I'm like, I'm not a people person, but I don't think that is that I'm not a people person. It's just I'm a people person when I want to be. I don't always like to be around people. I prefer to be by myself when I'm doing certain things or in small groups. And like I said, for a while, I felt like that was a problem, but I'm learning now that that's not a problem. Everyone is different, and it's not necessarily a bad thing if you don't like to be in groups. You don't like to do things in groups. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that if you can still function in a group. There's a difference between like hating people and not being able to function or work with other people. I'm very well at working with other people. I just don't like to spend a lot of my free time in large groups of people. Like, I know this might sound weird to some people. It might even sound like confusing because I do YouTube, and if you've met me before, you can see that I'm friendly and I'm talkative, which all of those things are very true because that's my personality, but the basis of myself is very introverted. And I just think it's so interesting that a lot of people think that that's a problem. For instance, I've been told, like, just recently, I was just, at a dinner, and most of the time when I'm at a dinner, it don't matter if I'm with my close friends or if I'm with people that I met for the first time, my personality is pretty much the same, and I've come to accept that, and I don't try to change it anymore. I'm comfortable with the fact that I am me, and sometimes that makes other people uncomfortable, but I've just accepted that, like, okay, this is me. So I'm at the dinner, and everyone's talking and loud and laughing, and I'm in some of the conversations, I'm laughing, I'm having conversations here or there, but I'm very reserved. I'm very what can seem quiet from the outside looking in. And like I said, I just like to observe and kind of listen. And if I have something to say, oh, trust and believe, I will say it. But for the most part, I don't care enough, honestly, to voice my opinion. But when I care about something, when I really care about something, I speak on it. But if it's just a bunch of small talk, or if it's just whatever the case may be, I hope this doesn't make me sound like a bitch. It probably does, but I'm being real with you guys because I'm sure other people who are introverts can relate to me. But I'm reserved. I'm just chilling. And someone says to me, one of my friend's family members, he's like, "Oh, and you just think you so cute, huh?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's just like, you all quiet? Why you all quiet? You Miss Bougie because you quiet." And I'm just like, what? I'm bougie because I'm being quiet? I'm like, I'm always quiet. What do you mean? Like, and I was just so confused by that statement because I'm like, again, it just goes back to what I've been told for forever. It's like, because I'm quiet, because I'm to myself, people assume that I'm a bitch, or they assume that I have an attitude, and that's not the case. It's just my personality. That's just the way I like to operate. But I'm not going to keep beating you guys over the head with this whole idea and the way that I think and operate. I'm more curious to know if you guys think that you're an introvert or an extrovert, and how you feel about it. How do you, especially extroverts, actually, because I never hear their side. Like, I've met other people who can relate to me, but people who love being around other people, comment below and let me know why, because I don't get it. I'm curious to understand where that comes from, but I get energy from being alone. I love to be in my space and feel creative and do what I want to do and make moves by myself. Like, I don't have to ask someone else. I'm never big on asking someone else, like, "Oh, do you want to go here?" Like, I just like to be independent in every aspect where I can just get up and go. Like, if I want to go watch a movie, I go watch a movie. I don't need somebody to go with me. Like, and don't confuse it. Like, I do have a boyfriend. I don't want you guys to think that this is like weird, but like, I have a boyfriend, and even in that sense, I still like my space. I still like to be able to do things on my own and go places on my own, and I'll get into that a little later. But even in past relationships, I'll say, I still, I don't like to be like this all the time with people that I'm friends with or people that I'm dating. I like to have a little space in between where I can kind of do what I want to do and work on the things I want to work on, and then when I see you, it's like we can be like this. But I don't get energy from other people.